7:09. We're gonna call to order. And of course, the first thing on the agenda after the welcome is gonna be the committee chair check-in. So, we have a few committees here. Does anyone have any report from December?
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can go first. You can go first.
Okay. So we had a we have a variance request from 350 Troy Avenue at the corner of Carroll Street. It's the Yeshiva Beis Chaya Mushka, which is a religious girls' school that wants to expand their building. They want to double the size of their building to accommodate several hundred more students. They want to add grades 9 through 12. They want to add a lot of daycare slots for pre-K. They currently don't have a gym or a lunchroom, so they need a lot more space. That said, it would be quite a big building. It's an R4 zoning district, which is only for like small townhouses. And they would need to cover the full lot on 6 full floors. So that's a very high density building. However, so we did ask for community feedback, in particular from the immediate neighbors. They did post notices at the apartment buildings around the area. They spoke to people who lived on the block, many of whom are parents of students at the school, or formerly parents. It's very much a neighborhood school. And so about 8 people came out to the public hearing. Unfortunately, their recording got messed up. There was no audio. But I think the committee members can confirm that all of the people who came out spoke in support of the expansion. They all felt that this school was, provided a very high quality education, had been a good neighbor, and so on. Nobody spoke against it. So the committee voted unanimously to recommend the application. The only issue is that they plan to do construction while the students are in the school. So we had concerns about how they would keep the students safe. And they did submit a construction safety plan. I don't think any of us are really qualified to evaluate that, but the BSA does have architects and engineers on staff who should be looking at that. So that was that. And Dante, BSA actually has a recommendation form. I'm sure you know about that.
Yeah.
That you can fill out.
Yeah, he sent it over.
So that would be a voting item for the meeting. We then discussed sections of the city charter that pertain to the city's acquisition of land or of private land or the sale of city-owned land. And there are very specific procedures that govern this. Basically, and this was very much related to a proposal that we got for a piece of land at the north end of Ocean and Flatbush and Empire, right next to Prospect Park, which is city-owned land. Some of you are probably familiar with it. Right now the MTA is using it as a parking lot. So basically, turns out that the city can only sell land. Basically, it's the mayor is authorized to sell land. The default is by public auction at the highest possible market rate price, except if there's a specific law that allows an agency to sell it according to that agency's rules, or if they dispose of it via public auction, or if they dispose of it to a local development corporation by a vote of the relevant borough board. So in this case, an RFP, a request for proposals for this piece of public land, which is large, it's about 30,000 square feet. And it contains the station entrances, the subway station entrances at Ocean and Flatbush. So that was issued by the New York City Economic Development Corporation on November 24th. The RFP closes on December 15th, so it's only about 3 weeks. And it's asking for proposals to develop this piece of land for housing, specifically for mixed income housing. They want an affordable housing component. Didn't specify anything about AMIs, whether it's, home ownership or rental, quite vague. Also asking for potential station improvements. And so basically we are unsure of how the Economic Development Corporation has the authority to issue the RFP, because it doesn't, we can't, Dante, I don't know if you were able to look this up, but I went back through the Borough Board's agendas for the last year, and I didn't see this as a voting item. And what they referenced in the RFP was an executive order from the mayor directing public agencies to look for properties in their portfolio that could be used for housing development. Some of you may remember this, it's happened about a year ago. But that executive order doesn't amount to like a procedure to set any sort of specific law for disposal. It just directs them to look for, to identify potential sites for housing. So it's in effect more of like an advisory commission, like tell me what sites I could sell, right? But so really I think this would have to be a procedure by the Borough Board, which hasn't happened yet. So we all thought, given that, and given that, you know, it's almost into a new administration, it's like 2 weeks before a new administration takes office, and really there have been no public engagement, no to shape the terms of the RFP. We all felt that this should not, you know, should at least be delayed until the new administration comes in and, you know, the public has had a chance to engage. So I drafted a letter to be sent to the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and people said they wanted this to go to Mamdani's transition team. You know, there's obviously a lot of people on the transition committee, but I thought the right person might be Maria Torres Springer, who is one of the transition team co-heads, and she was the deputy mayor for housing, economic development, and workforce under Mayor Adams. I think she also worked in a similar position under de Blasio. And so that would have, they would have been, like, she would have been like one of the heads of this task force that was charged with looking for public land. So, although she resigned at some point, so if anyone is familiar with this, I guess it would have been her. So I think that's maybe officially the right person to go to, although if anybody knows anyone on the transition team, you're welcome to set up a meeting for the board. I think everyone has their things that they would like to talk about and ask for. So this is, I think that this letter is printed out. I've referenced our zoning framework. One of the big concerns with this site is that there could be a tower here, because only a portion, it's not contextually zoned, that's one thing. It's fairly high density zone, so there's a lot that could be built here, and there's no height limits. And only a portion of the site is usable, which means that a lot of it could get concentrated into a small area. And it's likely actually that the lot behind it, which is a private site, who has wanted to develop their site for a while, right now it's just a one-story building, may be the only purchaser for those air rights. And so a lot could end up getting stacked onto a relatively small site. And, you know, there's subway tracks running underneath this site, so again, it's a difficult site to build on. I'm sure there's ways to build on it, but it may be expensive, a lot of the site may not be usable. The MTA has already said that they can't build on top of the station buildings. There's a lot of potential for maybe a tower that would cast shadows on the park. It's only like 100 feet away from the park. The other issue is, you know, if there's supposed to be affordable housing, how affordable is it going to be? You know, as opposed to how much luxury housing there's gonna be. The RFP has already said that they would prefer no public subsidies, so again, that is not likely to be particularly affordable. You know, do we really need to redo this station? As some of you may remember, this was renovated not too long ago. They put in some of those terracotta art tiles. So there's already been improvements here. I mean, of course, maintenance is always an issue, but we're talking about completely redoing and shutting down the station. That's a really big deal, and does that really need to happen? You know, so basically we just, you know, we need a lot more details about what really can be built here, if anything, and this should be done properly, you know, for the charter and with community engagement. So, you know, we're requesting at least a pause, if not an outright withdrawing, if they don't actually have until they have the authority to do this. And that's it for us. So I don't know if, you know, normally when we ask the office to write a letter, you know, that's informational in nature, we don't have the board vote on it. So in this case, I mean, I guess it's partially informational, like what is your authority to do this, and give us more information about this site. But it's also partly like a challenge, so I don't know if you guys think this needs to be voted on by the full board. I mean, there's kind of a time issue too, like we wanted to get this out as quickly as possible, but since we're already at exec.
Listen, the committee voted on that, right?
Sorry?
The committee voted on that.
The committee voted on this. I mean, I guess the thing is the RFP closes on the 15th. So we didn't want to have a situation where they go and they pick a developer and somebody gets all wound up and this and that. And, you know, we wanted to like nip this in the bud if this is not something that should be happening.
Okay. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
One of them is, I assume we're gonna work with, you know, getting this out to like send a letter out,
Yeah.
right? Is it ready?
So
It's already been written.
So, yeah, it's drafted, it was sent to Dante, sent to the committee members, and, you know, so I would welcome any questions and comments from you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
The housing committee, we briefly looked at it
Okay,
at our meeting, and we felt that there wasn't enough information and there wasn't enough time for us to do the digging that we need to do in order to even start anything. We just feel like there should be a full stop, and if not a full stop, we need them to come back to us and actually give us information. Because from the discussion with Fred, if they came, the time that they came and discussed it with the board, it was when we weren't even in session, so that's not allowing us enough time to gather, you know, feelings or any information from the community to see what they, how they feel about it.
yeah, I think that was a huge concern for us as well, is that, you know, the terms of the RFP were like, this is what's going to be done, as opposed to community, what would you like to see here?
And we felt like that there wasn't any community engagement, so they should either extend the date of the December 15th date. We understand that they're probably just trying to push it in before
Yeah.
the new administration comes in, but it's unacceptable.
Do we have any other comments or questions from the Zach member over here?
So Suki, what's the action you're asking for?
So we're asking for them to, if they don't have the legal.
No, what are you
authority-
asking for the
Oh,
board
for the
to do?
board. So, do you guys want to vote on this at full board? I mean, I think, Mina, what was your feeling at your committee? Should we vote on this at full board, or should we just have the office write a letter? Because I think we're kind of both in the same place where we want a pause on this.
We
I
want
think
to
it's
pause,
great.
but if whatever gets, starting off with a letter that either just gets their attention to say, hey, the community wants more information.
Yeah.
If we have to vote on it, then we vote on it, and if we don't have
Yeah.
to vote on it, then we don't vote on it. But we just want, the alliance, well, for them to just stop, give us more information before
Yeah.
we move forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Yes.
we're kind of in the same place.
Yeah, so kind of, I think, what somebody's asking would likely be how that vote will translate here, whether it'll either turn into a vote for the staff or if it will be
I
a
mean,
vote in
I'm
full board.
fine with having it go out ASAP from the committee,
staff.
from the office. We're not yet taking a position pro or con on whatever's proposed there. We're asking for
Yeah,
more
I mean,
information, more time.
there's no proposal,
Right.
I think my big concern was A, do they have the authority to issue this RFP, or are they supposed to go through?
They wouldn't have
borough
put out an
board?
RFP if they didn't have the authority.
Oh, I don't know about that, I mean, the city does lots of things that they're,
And this is probably one of the few dozen properties that they've put out.
the charter's very clear, though, that they cannot dispose of city property via this type of RFP without going to the borough board. And so the question, it may be that most of the time they go to the borough board and it's just rubber stamped, but did they go to the borough board?
I haven't seen anything.
So that might be a part of the resolution, or probably
Yeah.
outlined of a concern about that.
It's in there.
It's in the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, look, if they have some legal authority, or if this was passed by the borough board like 10 years ago and none of us knew about it, fine, let us know, right? But if you didn't, then there might be a next step.
Okay.
And there was a redevelopment proposal for the adjacent private property in the last few years, wasn't there?
That, I
Didn't go
don't
anywhere, but I thought there was something announced.
know, people can do renderings, but I don't think any permits were ever pulled. I don't think there was ever any rezoning application, no.
Okay. Any other questions from executive, some of us? No? Any from, any guests? No questions on that?
I just like the language reflected as to what I said regarding the hub
Oh, right.
and
yes.
the,
You want
and
that.
the art community
Okay,
facility, probably, possible,
okay. So,
like developed into,
Right.
community hubs.
so where I said,
Facility.
for example, committee
Mhm.
members questions, blah, 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 blah,
Art
blah.
theater center,
A member thought that a public site should be used for a community center and public bike parking, so,
hub,
let me just say, like, a bike hub, and should be used for a community arts center?
yeah.
Okay. So I'll make that change with you, and then,
I need to drive
are
it
we good with
kind
having the staff send it out?
over toward Flatbush.
No, good, no. I think the staff can send that. Yeah, any motions on having the staff, send this letter out? Okay, so.
I think the
both of
letter should
these-
go out just to let them know it's on our radar.
Cause right now they're just pushing it through whatever they wanna push through.
Is there anybody else to send it to as well?
Oh, I
Like-
think we should see,
Okay,
should we
so-
CC it to the
We
council
have, hold on one
members?
second, we have a second, we're calling, we're in the middle of the motion right now, we have a second to that?
Second.
Okay, do you have any opposed?
You said we're in the middle of the.
Yeah, so we just made a motion to have the staff send that letter out, and we have a second, which is on now. So,
Without saying that, huh?
yeah, Mina seconded, so do we have any opposition to adopting that motion? No, sounds like not.
You should ask each member so it's on the record.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Everybody say it.
What if 7 people could vote?
Just asking us 5 people, let's go.
Yeah,
You got a power, just move
Yeah,
for
that's fine.
Call the
Yeah,
attendance.
unanimous consent.
alright.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Good.
so Linda, you,
Ready?
yeah. Well,
Ina?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. That's correct.
Elise?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Mina?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's it.
Alright.
So, as far as the question of who else should get it, if ultimately we think the borough board needs to vote on this, the council members should get it, right?
Yeah, and the borough president.
And the borough president.
No.
Every borough board representative. Cause that's not the only one,
Potentially.
right?
I mean,
And then of course,
probably before we
Transition.
send it to every borough board, we should speak to Fred, because he's the one who goes to the borough board.
correct.
Yes.
That was, I
Make
don't
that
think we
check
should
first.
wait, like, what if he's MIA?
I mean, let's first send it to
I don't think we
these
should wait.
people and our
No, I mean-
council members, right? Because that's
I mean, it's
relevant.
gonna go out in the morning,
Yeah,
But, yeah. you-
so it's at the top of the inbox.
yeah.
Yes, check
I
with
will
Fred.
speak to Fred.
Okay, I just thought maybe if he's.
I would first send
I
it
think he
to
should.
the transition, New York City Economic Development, and our council members, right? And then we can speak to Fred about the rest of the borough board.
That's fair. It would be appropriate for the chair to take that on.
Yeah.
Because he is the chair.
Yeah.
Danielle maybe had a question?
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a question. This is my first meeting as a resident.
Introduce
Welcome.
yourself.
My name is Ivy. I live around the corner. And I'm just having a hard time following like who's on the board because people are talking across lines. So
So, yeah.
I don't know if there's a call to order. I know you just took attendance like a second ago, but I'm just a
Yeah.
little confused.
Okay, this is the executive meeting, so generally, members of the executive committee sit up here. I'm the first vice chair of the board.
I'm the second vice chair.
You
I'm
know,
the secretary.
I'm a member at large.
I'm the treasurer.
So the treasurer Nicholas
Yeah.
and then this executive secretary.
It's just so you know, it's
And the two vice chairs.
it's always
She got
good.
it.
to-
Yeah,
She got it, she got it.
Okay.
She's just making sure she knows who's.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I'm Mina.
Okay, awesome.
What's
Thank
your
you.
name with the faces?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, wait,
You're
hold on,
sorry,
hold
you're
on,
sorry.
hold on. And then, is this for residents?
committee chairs usually come here and give reports,
Gotcha,
and those reports get turned into either full board action or other actions here.
gotcha. And then are these meetings being recorded?
Yes.
Okay, great. And then, so I'm following this letter, and then you mentioned the girls' school, was that an idea to?
That was a separate
A separate thing?
items, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was kind of confusing.
Suki is
If you-
the chair of the Yearlook Land Use Board, and I'm on her committee, so I'm just here to support
Gotcha.
and listen, you know, what's going on. Just so you know, and
Vanessa's
Vanessa,
the
Vanessa's
economic
the-
I'm
development
Borges'
chair.
vice chair,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She's the chair.
economic development chair.
Okay, thank you, I see.
And yeah, you'll occasionally find some public people here who might not be chairs of anything, but they just come to watch, because here you can get a view of all the committees at once giving their reports, which is also pretty useful.
Gotcha, okay.
And our
By the
meetings
way-
are open to the public.
Okay, period. Okay, cool.
If I
And
could
it- and it's
just.
That's
free,
what I thought.
and it's free entertainment.
I'm following, I'm
If
following.
I could just
We're
take
no
it,
longer the
if I could just take one more minute to entertain you guys. So, when we talk about disposal to a local development corporation, EDC is the one the city usually uses. But they're not the only local development corporation out there, there are others. Maybe there could even be a local development corporation, like local to CD9. technically, EDC's mandate is promoting economic development, which usually translates into jobs. And I don't know what else the economic development chair feels is economic development. In this case, the mandate really was housing. This site is zoned for housing or commercial or community facility as of right. A commercial retail. So just to let you guys know.
And you can't dig there, right? Isn't that? we
And
don't
that,
know.
and yes, that's the other
Dig, you
problem,
can't
you might not be able to dig, so you wouldn't be able to do underground parking. You know, and it's not even clear, like, what you would need to do, I mean, we would need to speak to an architect or an engineer, really, to,
Well, it's probably one of the reasons that site has not been
Been
previously
used.
built, because of the difficulty of building over the subway. So
Yeah.
it's been used as a parking lot for employees, and that's been it. That's
and,
been,
like Teresa and I were going back and forth, like, well, how come they can do this in Manhattan, and I think in Manhattan, the subway tracks are very deep. These are shallow tracks. So, I mean,
I'm just
that's
trying
why
to
in the
figure
letter
out.
I asked, I said, I want copies of any engineering or feasibility studies, because if you're putting out this RFP, MTA must have done something in order at least to protect their facilities. They must have some sort of report or study that they did. I don't know, the whole thing has really, I find really odd.
Alright,
Vanessa, you have any like comment with your committee about developing, for the economic?
Yeah, it feels like everybody's waiting for something to happen.
There or?
Everywhere, all around Flatbush area, we're like, and nothing happens.
alright, let's be quick, so in case you haven't, because I'm very into
Yeah,
have
general.
to be sent out
Yes,
by the staff,
that's
okay.
it.
So was there two voting items, I mean, two action items, right?
Yes, this isn't a voting item, I think this is just a.
Right, it's an action,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your voting item is
BSA 350.
the recommendation from
Yes,
Okay. So could we-
SPSA?
yes, Board
And
of
ju-
Standards,
ju-
Board of
just-
Standards and.
so to be clear on that, that's an expansion of the school they're building up, or are they building out?
They're building up.
Oh,
They all, by the way, they already got one variance before in 2005, and now they're going for a second one. So another, one of the questions from the committee was actually, okay, when are you gonna stop? Are you gonna keep asking for variances as your population keeps growing? And their answer was, we're definitely stopping here. This is the last variance that we asked for.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna move on from land use.
They had, just to say, they had quite a lot of people come to that meeting and a previous committee meeting. They did incredible due diligence. They even had photos of the signs they hung up in apartment buildings. And they came with signatures, photos of the signs they hung. People from the apartment buildings came. They did the best due diligence of any application I've ever seen. So, because it wasn't recorded, I just wanna, make sure that it's known. They had a large group of people here, all in support, all different types, from the neighborhood, right? Apartment dwellers, home dwellers, the woman right next door was there in support, so.
Okay.
And everybody had a chance to say no. Esteban was really happy with it, he said it was great, for the apartment dwellers, the tenants nearby, so.
Alright, I know some good support.
Everybody
So-
should do an application like that, if they wanna rezone.
Just one question regarding that application. Are, I should know this, but are all the children who plan to attend that school already in the neighborhood, or are they gonna be traveling into the neighborhood?
They said most of their students come from the neighborhood. They are expecting an increase in car traffic and school bus traffic, but they did have a traffic management plan. I mean, again, I think it's something that, if it wasn't handled properly, it could be an issue. but the community seemed to be very happy with how they had dealt with noise, litter, traffic, etc. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the neighbors who came were parents of children in the school.
I'm just wondering, because if it's gonna be more vehicle traffic, is that gonna be more traffic overall for everyone who's already in the neighborhood with parking or?
They said that they were staggering the school bus arrival times, so I think it's something that they have thought about, you know, how it works out. But they do seem committed to being good neighbors, you know,
Alright, so next on the list is Vanessa.
Okay,
You have a
we,
report for economic development.
yep, I am the chair for economic development. We had a mixer last, Tuesday, yeah, a week ago. It was great. There were probably like 20 to 30 businesses, mixture of brick and mortar and people who work from their home. We played a really fun game, A to Z, name a business in the neighborhood. Got really loud. They were a little annoyed about how loud it got, but that was alright. People were
restaurant?
into it, yeah. It was, you know, like A for awesome or,
T for Troll.
Beef
yeah.
and Buffini.
yeah, Bonafini and whatever. So we went, basically it was the same game we played at,
With the
the,
subway,
at our
the meet and
thing,
greet.
yeah, they just changed it to business names.
Street.
It was good. We really wanted to get people interested in participating in our scavenger hunt in the spring, which I think we did. We got like a whole bunch of people who were into it. So we're going to be following up with them in January. And I don't know, thought it was a pretty good success.
That's great.
Assemblymember Cunningham came at the end, and Fred came at the end, and it was good. Everybody had a really
I was
good
there.
time, and
Yeah.
you came, Ethan came.
I was there.
Yep, you guys all came. And I thought people like enjoyed meeting other people. There were a lot of new businesses that came. That was good.
That's really
A
good.
new like strength training place over on Rogers called Rock Dove, which is a Pilates studio.
Really?
Yeah.
My friend goes there, she likes it a lot.
Yeah. The lady was really nice. She lives in the neighborhood.
Just on Maple Street.
It's on Maple.
Yeah, so she was there. There was what was the other new business that was there? Oh, there was a new bar called the Galley. It used to be a different like sports bar. Anyway, he converted it and now owns anyway. So he came, that was good. There were people there was like a crochet artist, a whole bunch of people.
Oh, I know who that is.
Manessa Nemo.
I don't really know her, but I know the
Oh, it's a man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I know, cool, right?
Yeah.
So it was good. And so now we're just gonna go into trying to organize a scavenger hunt for the spring to get people across the corridors, exploring new businesses, and for the first 3 months of the year, we're gonna get businesses on board, create promotional materials, and then do it in April is our goal. So stay tuned.
Fantastic.
Yes, Nicholas.
Most of the business that were there were mostly on the western part of the community board. Anybody from the east part?
Yes,
Utica,
there was
in the area?
one Utica. I can't remember, but yes, I know, always is.
Maybe my suggestion, maybe we should try Mixer in that part of the community, but in that area to attract some of these businesses.
Yeah, good idea.
Pearlie came.
Yeah, Pearlie came, wash bar. Yep. That was good. 2 people from Pearlie came actually. Anyway, yep,
That's moving up. Towards
Yeah.
keeping everybody.
yeah.
Have any questions or comments from the executive area? None, okay. And just to confirm, you don't have any voting items, right?
Nope.
Okay. Any questions, thoughts, comments from any guests?
Just congratulations. Thanks.
Congrats.
Okay. Okay.
I have one question for economic. It's okay. I'm just wondering about the holidays, like I'd like to do some local shopping.
Oh, I have here, I have a guide for you.
Yeah.
Hold on, do I have it in my thing? We just redesigned, I forgot to tell you guys, we just redesigned the guide, cause we thought it was
I
a
remember you
little
talking about that.
dodgy, so here, please share this with your networks. I'll put some on the table. Down the sign-in sheet, anyway, somebody on our committee, this is Flatbush Avenue actually in the background, so it's legit.
Real.
It's real.
So I scan this and then I
You
can go
scan it and
shopping.
you can go find all the shops. Yeah.
And that's also already in the,
Yeah.
e-blast, right?
Yep.
Is there anywhere we can buy toys, because the councilwoman's doing the toy drive?
Sure, come to Awesome.
Okay,
Tons of toys.
will do.
Rita?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rita's doing a toy drive.
Christmas party, Christmas party.
Jonathan, here you go.
Thank you so much.
Before, I'm gonna leave early, so I'm sorry, I apologize in advance.
Okay, no problem.
About 15 minutes.
Alright, next, as you saw on the back over here, do you have a report for any human? Hazel?
You said, oh, soul, I thought you said Hazel, I'm like, who's
Hazel.
Hazel?
Okay.
I'm sorry, how you doing?
I'm good, how you been?
Yes, so the only update we have is that January 31st, we're doing a youth and young adult, job internship fair. My interns have worked and we have over 148 people for vendors, so that's the collection of like the last 3 years. So that has been updated. All of those emails will be out by tonight or tomorrow, no later than tomorrow. We had to just update a couple of the information for this year, as well as I just need to change the phone number, which would be the contact for here. And the flyer and everything has been made, so I'll be giving that to Dante tonight. And so things just seem to be pretty much on track.
When
for
is
us.
it, when is it here?
It's gonna be January 31st.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah, we're doing it earlier because every year it's seeming like they keep pushing up the SYEP dates for it. And so it kind of defeats the purpose to have the fair after SYEP application is due. So we keep having to keep pushing it up, because it used to be like March, then it went to February, now, so we're trying to make sure we have it ahead of that time. We had a good turnout last year, close to 100 students, and we're hoping to get even more this year and have a lot more vendors, because we didn't have as much vendors as we would have liked to turn up. So I think us contacting that many, they're starting with emails, then the next step will be the interns will be making phone calls to see who's gonna RSVP. The QR code and everything is done, the link QR code is done. So all they have to do is fill that out, and everything will be set for us to know who's confirmed and not confirmed. So that's the next thing we'll be working diligently over the week. We'll be having it at the School of the Deaf, and it's gonna be from 10 to 1, and any of you who wanna support us with it can come before to help with setup at 9, and then breaking down will be from 1 to 2.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
That's
The
it.
voting items, no budget, anything?
Huh?
The voting
Budget.
items, no budget, anything like that?
Well, I know that we had requested some money and things like that, because what we were a bit confused about was getting funding, because we want to be able to have snacks and different things, but then we were informed that we really can't use it for snacks and stuff like that. So we're kind of thinking of what alternative ways, we're trying to see if there are people who will donate, or if anybody wants, I know I'll donate some money, different people may donate some money, so that we can buy, go to BJ's or Costco's and have some snacks and things, for the students, because it is a long day, and some of them do actually stay the whole time, so we wanna be able to have snacks for them, at the event. So, you know, that is a main concern for us, but, you know, we're gonna just see what we can do in terms of getting, folks to, donate. And I know we also talked about, so I will support with resuming the effort for the 501c3, cause I did my own. So that's something that I'll do, so that then, the board can start to ask for donations and things like that.
I think she should be able to get a budget for some snacks, come on.
I know.
At
But
least
the question is,
Yeah.
they may be
I'll look
line
at the budget
restricted.
Right.
Yeah.
At least,
Gonna
at
spend
least
money
200,
for
right?
something.
But they have
Yeah, that would
already
be
budgeted
enough,
for
that would
us.
be enough for us to have enough snacks for the event, yeah.
Mhm.
I'll look at the budget.